Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today we are going to work on a funeral arrangement, and we are going to use a plastic cemetery type container, and we're going to add some beautiful fresh flowers. So we're going to start out using some Robellini foliage. So this is a type of palm that we like to use for funeral type work, and so it's just a really pretty lacy palm, and we're going to add it to our container. Set these flowers over here, and I am going to take my knife and I just cut the rubber band, and we are going to start out with doing it's really going to be a fan shape in this container. This is fresh floral foam that has been soaked in water, and it's been added to this container and taped in with waterproof tape. I have filled the reservoir with water. Now you're always going to want to soak that floral foam before you get started. So I'm going to take my palm, and I am going to place it into my container in a fan shape. So it's going to be kind of a church arrangement style, where we are just taking and adding this palm just kind of in just a fan shape. So it means that this is a one-sided arrangement. It does not have to have flowers on the back side. This can be placed either on a stand, on a table, or even it can be placed on the floor in front of the casket. So it's really very versatile when it comes to where the arrangement can be placed. Because it's flat on the back side, it makes it easy to bump up against a wall, just like we have here. I've got another bundle. I'm going to turn this arrangement around, and I'm going to add some foliage on the back side. Now, anytime you're making a one-sided arrangement, always make sure that you add foliage on the back, okay? You don't want to see these mechanics. So any type of arrangement that you're working with, be sure to finish it off by either adding pretty foliage on the back side, or it basically needs foliage on the back side. I don't need to see how the foam is attached into the container. You need it all covered, okay? So that's one thing that is very important. Be sure to cover those mechanics. Okay, so those are covered. We've got all our foam covered there. So next we're going to come in with some line flower. Now line flower determines the height of the arrangement and really the size of the arrangement. So one of the flowers that we're going to use as a line is this white delphinium. So we have really pretty white delphinium. Now delphinium comes in several colors. It comes in this pretty white, it comes in a royal blue, it comes in a lavender and a baby blue. Really pretty line. So I'm going to start out with my first line. So I always like to kind of figure out exactly how tall you want it. Now, when you're thinking about height in an arrangement, you want the flowers to be about 1.5 times the height of the container itself. Visually, it just looks better. And so I'm probably going to go about there with my height. I'm going to take my floral knife, cut that stem at an angle, and I'm going to push that right. Oh, that's broken. Okay, this will not be my focal flower. My first flower. I'm going to take my floral knife. I'm going to cut that tip out. We will use this down lower. So it's okay. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and place that. I'm gonna cut it and I'm just gonna use it down lower. Let's take another one. Let's take a pretty one with the tip still in. Sometimes these are easy to break, so, all right. Now, let's try that one more time. Push that right down into that foam. Then I'm gonna stair step down with my line flower. Take my third stem, and I'm gonna kind of come opposite of this piece. My fourth stem. And you can see how it's determining the fan, the size of the arrangement. All right, there's our white delphinium tucked in. Honestly, I don't love this one, so I'm gonna pull him out. We'll use him in another arrangement. He will be fine in another arrangement. I don't like that its tip is cut out, so I'm gonna replace him with another stem. All right, so there's our white delphinium. Next, we're gonna come in with some lavender colored stock. So we have some really pretty lavender stock. So we're gonna come in with our lavender stock just kind of throughout. I have 3 stems. So you're going to want to work with odd numbers. Odd numbers visually just look better. So when adding your flowers into your arrangement, just kind of think about that, kind of keep that in the back of your head, that odd numbers look better. Now, I am one that will break the rules. So, if you ever see my arrangements, they may not always have all odd numbers. Okay, so there's our lavender stock. I kind of just did a diagonal placement with our lavender stock. Next, we have some gorgeous pink peonies. So these are so pretty. They almost match my blouse. They're a little pinker than my blouse, but look how beautiful these flowers are. So we're gonna come in, these are gonna definitely be our focal flower. So I'm gonna start out with my bottom flower. So I'm gonna use my largest bloom, and I'm gonna put it right here in my little focal spot, okay? And I'm using the largest bloom first because he's the heaviest visually. So I tucked him in. And then my second bloom, I think we're gonna go here because we have an empty spot there. Cut that stem at an angle and just press him right down into that floral foam. So there's our second bloom. And then our third bloom is going to come up here a little higher than our second. So we're gonna come up about that height. So I'm just cutting that flower at an angle, and I'm going to press him right down into that foam. All right, so there's our pretty pink peonies. And then our last bloom that I chose is going to be these purple Lisianthus. So Lisianthus, if you look at it close, it's got lots of little delicate petals. But the best part about Lisianthus is the fact that it has these beautiful buds. It makes me happy. Now Lisianthus comes in pinks and purples and whites, kind of a yellow color. So I'm just going to take this Lisianthus and we're just going to scatter it throughout this arrangement. The nice part is Lisianthus has all these buds, so you can use it in 3 different insertions. So I am just going, this one doesn't have a flower on it, but I'm just going to tuck the buds in the arrangement. And so it's not, I won't charge for that one because the bloom was broken. So I won't charge for that stem. But I'm just taking this Lisianthus and I'm just kind of scattering it throughout the arrangement. But it is so pretty. This purple is beautiful. All right, so there's our Lisianthus. Now the last thing to finish off this arrangement, in floral material is going to be some seeded eucalyptus. So to me, seeded eucalyptus is one of the perfect filler flowers, okay? So I realize it is a foliage, but all these beautiful seeds really make a really good filler. It's going to just finish off this arrangement and not have it look quite so sparse. So I'm just gonna take and break this seeded eucalyptus up into smaller pieces. And I am just going to nestle that right in to that arrangement. I love the way seeded eucalyptus kind of has a drip. It kind of has a really pretty texture. And it gives you quite, it's just a really good added bonus to an arrangement. All right, now to finish this arrangement, I'm going to add a bow because a bow is going to just give it that extra color, and this customer really liked ribbon. So we're going to add a bow to this arrangement. And I chose kind of that pretty lavender color. I thought that lavender would be a good color to add to it. I didn't really have the peony pink, so that's the reason I chose the lavender. All right, so here, I'm throwing my knife on the floor. Here is our lavender ribbon. So I'm just going to make a pretty bow using this lavender ribbon. Now I'm just going to make a loopy bow. So I'm going to start out. So with floral satin, it's pretty on one side and it's not. It has a front and back. It's not pretty on the back side, but it's just not shiny. I'm going to take and leave me a pretty good tail, about 12 inches long, and then I'm going to make a loop. So I'm going to take the ribbon I'm holding between my pointer finger and my thumb. I'm going to catch that loop. I'm going to make a twist, a loop, a twist, a loop, a twist, a loop, a twist, a loop. I'm going to do 3 loops on each side. Take my scissors, cut my tail. I'm going to tie it off with a little piece of wire. Now this is called floral satin. It is a cloth ribbon. It does not have any wire. But it works really good in floral design. It's not a terribly expensive ribbon, so it's wonderful for this type of work. I'm going to take a Koei wood pick about 6 inches long. I'm going to lay that wire on that pick and just wrap that wire right around the pick. And then I'm going to tuck that ribbon right down in that floral foam. And there is our sympathy arrangement. I'm using a plastic floral type bat container. This arrangement includes the white delphinium, some lavender colored stock, some beautiful pink peonies, and some purple lisianthus. The greenery includes robellini palm, and a little bit of seeded eucalyptus. Very simple, but very pretty. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can drop that in the comments down below. You can send us an email at flowersbythebunch@yahoo.com, or you can send us a message on Facebook. Guys, thank you for being here. Do me a great big favor, subscribe to this channel and give us a thumbs up. Have a great day.